Steam reviews are one thing, but I have another thing up my sleeve. Up my short sleeve. Yeah, my pants have something up them. And no, it is not a Smith & Wesson bone collector. I'll whip it out, and it's the fact that Google reviews are worse. One day I was watching a video by a guy named H2. He makes good content. Go over to him. I really shouldn't be saying that since I get no views. Google reviews have a little thing called a bias against, or the fact that they are just a bitch. Let me just pull up a Wolfenstein 2 review. Game was very disturbing, did not make it past the animal, wife and child abuse at the beginning. You've got to be some kind of messed up to play this. Gunplay looked good in the trailer if you can stomach the sick, disturbing story. Truly disgusting game, not good for your mental health for sure. Number 1, mental health does not matter. And another thing, why are you only mentioning that part? Well, you didn't get that far, meaning you didn't get the reality of the entire game. Meaning you did not see the Ku Klux Klan members, the swastikas, and Hitler. I doubt that you haven't seen Hitler, actually. That I have to be intentionally trying to miss something. Jesus Christ, it's the only thing people really remember of that game. Not a good game in opinion, because you have to kill off the dog, have some respect. If you did play the game, then you would know you didn't have to shoot the dog, which should be the instinctive, your instinct to not shoot the animal, unless it's a deer, because deers are good food. Not poggers, not poggers, not poggers. This is another thing I have a problem with. It's like trying to make it seem funny, and only Steam can do that, man. You're doing it wrong. The only reason I'm giving this a 1 star is because of the dog scene. What? What do you mean? Are you not going to mention that Hitler is in the game? You're not going to mention that people wear ghost outfits in the game? You're not going to mention the wife and child abuse that the first guy mentioned, You're not going to mention that there is a swastika nearly in every single level of the game, Now, I would be mentioning Doom Eternal reviews, but I can understand where they're coming from in their bias, seeing how it's such a different game to 2016. And people's problems with it is, number 1, there's a limited amount of ammo, and people don't like that. That is it. They don't want to be tactical or think about what the fuck they're doing. Doki Doki Literature Club has a lot of ass reviews in it, but I kind of cherry-picked the shiniest, most softest one to eat. I spat the little thing in the middle out. Dang you, Monica! Before I go on, just remember that this is some Shakespearean level art here. You have to care about this. When I read this out to you and you're not crying, there's something wrong with you. Anyways, children and those people who were traumatized and scared, and even those who are easily startled, don't play this game! Warning! Suicide, blood, horror, and jump scares. I clearly recommend not to play this game. So this starts as a dating sim, but it gets more sinister, as it may look like it is a cute and very anime kind of game. But instead of that, it is a horror game. I would never play this as a kid waiting for, oh my fucking god. And they just talk about how they would never play this waiting for the pandemics. They say that they're sorry for the characters in it that die, and they recommend Genshin Impact. Oh, okay, now, I don't like Genshin Impact. But here's the thing. I got a bias against. Meaning, if I actually one day play the game and I like it, because I think it's the same as Breath of the Wild. I really like Breath of the Wild's gameplay, if you think. If another game has the same thing, but it's different in a way where it isn't just a rip-off of Breath of the Wild, then there's a chance I might like that, actually. If there's other stuff too, then I will actually like it, and I won't like... Nothing will ever change, and Breath of the Wild will be in my biggest books of best video games of all time. 17 people found this helpful. And another thing I want to mention is they say don't play DDLC or Yandere, because they have blood and horror. I would go recommend Doki Doki because it is a horror game, or it is a very unsettling kind of adventure, you know? Like, playing through it and then you read Sayori's poem, and then, like, I know that sounds really bad, like, really corny, but when you read it and you feel so weird and unsettled, and then that one scene where she asks, do you love her? And whether you pick yes or no, that one picture comes up, and holy shit, it changed the course of the game, and it's a very good game. Do recommend go playing it. Now, there were many other reviews for Doki Doki, but I picked this one because it was the most ripe of them all. Now let's go on to Bioshock reviews to show that there's the most level of bias against. Bioshock is an utter masterpiece, and since people wank it so much, like the Act Man, let me just read out to you some Shakespearean art again. I'm shocked at how bad this is. I don't know, this game kinda mid, not gonna lie. Don't buy it. These are two different reviews. They mean nothing. This game runs like a pound of bricks in a washing machine. That is your problem, my good friend. That is not anyone else's problem but yours. Now, let me just finish this off with a Majora's Mask review. Didn't like this game at all. It's pretty trash in my opinion. Don't like the franchise at all. This shows higher levels on the horny meter, except the horny meter is not a horny meter anymore, and instead it's a bias against meter. The Google review holds so much, and it broke the meter. Like, it's spinning up and down, like trying to... Oh, stopped. It only took like 1,000 spins. This was a video I've been wanting to make for a really long time because of the uncontained rage it makes me feel. Like, dang you, Monica, or bitches complaining about the dog scene. Like, grow a fucking pair, my man. Like, holy shit, Jesus Christ.